It started with one uncomfortable conversation. Then he stood taller. Then he stopped explaining himself. Then people started following him. And all it took was flipping one mental switch. Before I show you how to actually build real confidence, and I will show you, you need to understand why most people stay stuck chasing it like a lottery ticket they're never going to win. Fake it till you make it. That's how you end up staring in the mirror, wondering why you still feel small inside. Real confidence doesn't come from pretending. It comes from something deeper. And today, you're going to learn how to unlock it. First lie they sold you. Confidence means being loud, talking the most, laughing the hardest, owning the room with your voice. That's what it looks like, right? That's what we're taught to chase. You know the guy. Always the first to talk, always cracking jokes a little too loud, always acting like he's running the show. You look at him, and for a second, you wonder if maybe he's figured it out. Maybe that's what you need to be. Bigger, louder, faster. But then you notice something. When the room gets quiet, when the laughs die down, when the moment gets real, he can't sit still. He needs the noise. Because without it, he feels small. That's not confidence. That's fear with a microphone. Real confidence is quieter than you think. Sometimes it's the guy barely saying a word, leaning back, calm, and yet somehow every eye keeps drifting back to him. Why? Because he's not trying to convince you of anything. He already knows who he is. Loud people hope you'll believe they're strong. Confident people don't need your belief. They already carry it in their bones. And when you stop trying to broadcast strength, you start to be strong. No noise, no show, just presence. And real presence doesn't need to yell to be heard. Here's the second trap they don't tell you about. You think you have to feel confident before you act confident. Like one day, you'll just wake up different, wake up standing taller, speaking clearer, moving sharper. And so you wait for the nerves to go away. You wait for the fear to fade. You wait for the perfect moment when everything inside you finally says, okay, now I'm ready. But that day never comes because confidence doesn't show up first. Courage does. Every confident person you see, they didn't start because they were fearless. They started because they moved through the fear. They walked into rooms where they felt small. They spoke up when their voice shook. They showed up again after the world told them they didn't belong. And somewhere in that chaos, somewhere between doubt and action, confidence was built. Not gifted, not discovered, not magically summoned. Built brick by brick, scar by scar, word by trembling word. You don't wait to feel ready. You decide to move while you're still scared. And the second you do that, something flips inside you. You realize you don't need permission anymore. You were never waiting for permission. You were waiting for you. Here's the third lie that keeps you stuck. You think confidence comes from other people. That once they respect you, once they clap for you, once they finally see how much you've changed, then you'll feel strong. You've been trained to chase their approval like a starving dog. Every compliment, every like, every nod from the crowd. It feels like proof that you're finally enough. But here's the brutal truth. As long as you need their approval, they own you. Your worth rises and falls on their moods, their opinions, their attention span. You become a puppet, pull the right string, get a little validation, miss the mark, and feel invisible again. That's not confidence. That's slavery with a smile. Real confidence doesn't care if they notice. Real confidence doesn't beg for applause. Real confidence is what stays standing, even when the crowd turns its back. It's built in silence, built when no one's watching, built when you choose to move anyway. Here's the power move most people never make. Stop performing for a standing ovation. Start living like you don't need one. Because when you stop needing their permission, you finally start building your own kingdom. And here's the fourth lie, the one that keeps most people trapped for life. You look at the people who move through the world like giants, and you think they must have figured it out. They must not feel what I feel. They must wake up fearless. So when you still get nervous, when your hands still shake, when that voice inside still whispers, you're not enough, you start to believe maybe you're just broken. But you're not broken. You're human. The people you admire, the ones who seem unshakable, they still feel it too. They just stop letting fear vote. They still hear the doubt. They just don't hand it the microphone anymore. Confidence isn't the absence of struggle. It's the decision to move anyway. It's standing up even when your knees want to buckle. It's speaking the truth even when your voice isn't steady. It's choosing yourself every single time. Not because you feel invincible, but because you finally realized you don't need to be invincible to be unstoppable. So here's the truth you needed to hear. Confidence isn't a gift. It's not a feeling that magically shows up one day. It's not something other people hand you when you finally impress them enough. Confidence is a skill, built in the dark, built in the silence, built in the moments you thought no one saw. Every time you speak when your voice shakes, every time you move when fear tries to chain you down, every time you stay standing when approval doesn't come, you're building it, brick by brick, scar by scar. Real confidence isn't loud, it isn't perfect, it isn't fearless, it's you, choosing to move anyway. And if you're waiting for someone to tap you on the shoulder, tell you you're ready, here it is. You're ready, not because you feel like it, but because you decided to be. Build it messy, build it scared, build it loud or quiet or trembling or roaring, just build it. One step today, another one tomorrow. That's how it starts. That's how it always starts. And you're already further than you think. If you're serious about breaking through, drop a comment. Tell me which myth still has its hooks in you. Don't flinch. Don't edit it. The second you name it, you start taking its power away. This is where it flips.